I have a very big problem in the side
You're saying what?
of internet. In my side.
Yeah, even as we are experiencing the same.
We have 2 days without. I actually in my side, I'm just suffering because of internet in my side. Using internet, but
where are you?
Now you, now I'm with you now. There is nowhere I'm in.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Yeah.
Let me hope you can see what is on my screen.
Yes. Online, yeah, US.
Yes, good evening once again.
Screen, I have seen sometime, but sometimes the internet can take it out. That's
no, because of
I'm now seeing now the course unit now.
You can see what is on my screen, right? Yes, hello?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm with you, sir. I'm hearing you now.
Yes, I'm admitting in another student.
Are you not hearing me?
There is another student who is joining us.
Yeah, you ask others. Yes.
Yes, James. Hello? Yes, James, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, I hear you well. I can hear you now.
Yeah, good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Evening, how are you?
Yes, your voice sounds like
Okay, thank you.
the one of James Garang Fakak.
Correct.
Yes, and you're doing BBA, and this course is this module is for procurement students. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm not been enrolled for this course.
Yeah, this module is not for BBA students. It's for procurement students only. This is called import and export management.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
going to log out.
Okay. Thank you for. You can also be in the class if you have time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So, Marco Machok, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Yes.
I'm hearing you well now.
Once again, you're welcome to this module, import and export management. So, because of other students, I don't know where they will join us when we are already on the way.
Yes.
So when we have started, because we shall not keep waiting. So, because of that, we'll be recording this session, such that those friends of yours who have missed, they will find the recordings. So as a procurement student, you cannot do away with import and export management. You cannot do away with importing and exporting. So you need to be equipped with the knowledge of importing and exporting, how the process is done, which kind of documentations are needed, you see. So under this module, you are going to have an overview of the import and export management process, which is essential for businesses and
Yeah.
organizations that engage in international trade.
Mm.
So if I talk about import and export, automatically you know, or you remember your commerce or your high school or commerce, that is international trade, some of the topic that you studied there. So under international trade, it involves importing and exporting. So this one we are going to talk about it. So this module also covers various aspects of import and export management, including the trade regulations. You know, there are a lot of trade regulations around in different countries. Know about this. Then the documentations, then logistics. As you see, your course name is procurement and logistics. So under import and export management, there will be an item of logistics. Yes,
Recording in progress.
yes, we'll be back. Yes. Are you able to hear me? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Actually, I'm hearing you.
yeah, my internet is will be off, and also we shall just have no option, shall just abide with it. So this module also covers the key principles and best practices for managing risk in import and export transactions. There are a lot of risks. Supplier or a shipper who is not in your country. So what are the measures that are available for payment, for making transactions such that you don't risk your money and your time? You don't risk the organization's money, you see. So what are the learning objectives of this module? By the end of this module, students will be able to understand the basic concepts of import and export management. Then also students will analyze the import and export process, hmm, and identify the key considerations when importing and exporting goods. So for example, at the end of this module, you will be able to analyze, hmm, the different documentations for different kinds of goods that needs to be imported in the country. You will be able to understand that such goods are banned from, or they have restrictions, or they are prohibited from being imported. So if you go to Nimule, I will always use Nimule as our example here, because you're familiar with it and it's on the road that you are in. If you reach Nimule there, you will find a lot of information with regards to importing and exporting. So slowly by slowly, we shall learn about that. Then also, at the end of the student will be able to develop strategies for effective import and export logistics and payment methods. You see, after finishing this module, you will be able to know the plans. You can develop any plan for importing different kinds of goods or services that you need. I talked about risk management. Your students will also be able to develop and implement risk management strategies for importing and exporting goods. For example, if you want to make transactions, international transactions, you can use what we call letter of credit. So these ones we are going
Yeah.
to learn about it in this module. Okay. So what are the module content
Okay.
on this? What are we going to talk about? In the first topic, we shall talk about the introduction to import and export management. We shall look at its definitions and basic principles of import and export management. And on topic two, we shall also talk about trade regulations and compliance. As I said it before, there are a lot of trade regulations that, and there are other countries which make agreements with its neighbor for trade purposes. Okay, so all this you shall talk about it. Then compliance requirement for import and export transactions. What should be done for you to import a given good eh, into the country? Okay, so we shall talk about this. Then topic 3, we shall talk about the import and export documentation. What are the essential documents that are required when you're importing or exporting goods? Certificate of origin, eh, insurance certificate, okay. Then there is also what we call eco terms. Those are international commercial terms. We shall also look at the different types of international commercial terms. Those are the Incoterms because they are essential. They are help when you are undertaking uh, international trade or importing goods or exporting goods. Then also here in topic 4, we shall talk about international logistics. Of course, because we are importing from another country, then it means there is need for transporting goods from that country to your domestic country. So there is need of international logistics. Those what are the international transportation modes? We need to talk about it. I said the Incoterms and their application in international trade. The international commercial terms that are used. For example, if I come and I say DPP, what does that mean? Hmm? If I'm selling a good and I attach DPP as it's the international commercial terms, what does it mean? Okay, so we are going to talk about this in this topic also. In topic 5, we shall have the payment method in international trade. When you're importing, how are you going to make the payments? Okay, I talked about the letters of credit and their uses. There are other payment methods also. For example, financing, you use organizations. Okay, so we shall also talk about topic risk management in import and export transactions. How do you manage the risks that are associated there? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do
This
you
is
have
now
any
we are in
questions?
topic 6 or so.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, we are now from topics number 6, isn't it so?
Yeah, topic 6.
Risk
Then topic
management
7
in.
will be now giving us the emerging issues in the import and export management. What are the new
Yes.
issues that are coming in? For example, cross-border trade issues and challenges. The emerging issues, for example, the pandemic, that is Corona came in and other issues came in, other policies came in the cross-border. You need to have mask, you need to be vaccinated. You know, these issues, we need to talk about it. Then the impact of technology on the import and export management. And there's also yellow
Yes.
fever. Right now, before when you don't have that certificate yellow fever, you don't fly to those countries like the US. You don't go to the UK without that. Even up to now, they insist. Now it has come up to here. When you're crossing here in the border, they will ask you for that yellow fever. Sorry, the yellow card. Yes. If you don't have it, you will not you will not cross the border. So other people they bribe these authority people who enforce these laws and they pass. But really, these are the emerging issues that we are going to talk about. So without wasting time, let's start with our module of today. That is with our first topic. That is the import and export management. So
Yes.
the import and export management plays a significant role in facilitating global trade and connecting businesses across borders. Okay, because I will use the example of South Sudan. Without the international trade or import and export, managing our import and Uganda managing their export, we would not get goods here in South Sudan. If you see from cooking oil up to up to the tomatoes that you're using, up to the clothes that you're putting on, we are importing it from other countries. Okay, so it encompasses a range of activities that processes that involve importing and exporting goods between countries. Okay, so those processes, they involve trade regulations. Like I'll give you like the example of Uganda. Oh, they have trade regulations. Oh, you don't import other goods to Uganda. Hmm? Like this mango juice. To import mango juice, for them they bring this in the trade regulations. Or because maybe they want to protect the domestic companies. But other trade regulations, they bring these trade regulations because they want to for security purpose. They want to safeguard the country from threats. So they can put other regulation for on consumption of certain goods. Okay. Then also in import and export management, you need to talk about logistics. If you still remember the definition of logistics or the concept of logistics, it's the physical movement of goods from one place to another. So, or from their place of origin to the place of consumption. So here in importing, you cannot do away with logistics. You need to manage the logistics. Then another thing is documentation. Documentation is the key because this at the border or the customs clearance, when you're clearing for these goods, they would love to get a lot of documents or verifying these goods, the process of verifying these goods. So these documentations may include the certificate of origin. They would love to know where these goods are coming from because there's what we call preferential taxes. Other countries, for example, Italy, they may sign an agreement with another country like German or like other countries like in Africa, like Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, and Tanzania, such that all their goods which are manufactured from this country, that is Turkey, when they come to South Sudan, they have certain percentage that they are levied at, not like other countries, or not like other goods which originate from some other countries. Okay, let me hope you understand what I'm talking about. So preferential taxes help if you the certificate of origin of this country that the goods that are originating from are preferential tax free, you gain from there. So documentations are key for verifying the goods. They would love also to verify what is what is there in the goods, what is the content. Okay, which goods are you importing. Okay, so they will also have to get their taxes upon certain goods. Okay. So and also what we call cultural nuances. So cultural nuances, that is, for example, cultural differences. I'm importing goods from Uganda, they have their cultural beliefs, different culture. So I'm also bringing these goods in South Sudan. So these are the things that are involved in international trade or in importing and exporting goods. One, it's trade regulation. You need to know about that. There are a lot of regulations, so you need to research about it when you're undertaking a certain import activity or export activity. You may, because you may, for example, you may be in South Sudan and you because there are mangoes in plenty and you want to export them to, for example, any country that of your choice, maybe America. You need to know their regulations because you may end up dumping these mangoes that you're transporting and you end up making losses. For example, or maybe the mangoes you bought them, you purchased them, you the cost of transporting them, a lot of cost, your time waste. So you need to know the trade regulations according to the country that you want to deal in with. Then also the logistic part of it. Then another point will be documentation that are required and the cultural difference that we are living in. Okay, let me hope I'm not speeding.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So we can continue. So if we talk about import management or we talk about importing, eh, let me ask you, what is importing? In your understanding, if someone asks you, Marco, what is importing?
Oh, important.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
I may, yes, importing. I may even talk about importing is like example, like the fuel, and then others goods like cement,
Mm.
and then like maybe yes,
Yes,
those are the things
those are
we
the
used to
goods
brought
that,
from outside sometimes. Actually, fuel.
yes, those are the
Mm.
examples. So what is importing? Are you there? Yes, Marco? Hello? Yes, Marco? Yes, Marco?
Yes.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes.
We shall keep trying. So I was still
Yes. I
telling
can you
you.
hear me?
Sorry?
Yes.
Yes, I was saying
Yes.
that importing refers to the
It is to
procurement
provide employment.
of
Yes.
goods,
Recording in
services
progress.
from foreign countries and bringing them into the domestic country. So, for example, you talk about the cement. This cement is not manufactured here in South Sudan. The cement is manufactured, for example, if you're using Hima cement, that one is manufactured in Uganda. Tororo cement is also manufactured in Uganda. So the act of bringing this cement from Uganda to South Sudan, that is importing, you're importing these goods. And that process of bringing these goods to South Sudan, this cement to South Sudan, has a number of activities that you should do. One, the legal requirement or the trade regulations that are attached. For example, you need to find out whether
Recording in progress.
Yes, Marco.
Yes.
My internet has really disturbed me today, but
Let me just put one point. Just
yeah.
I was meant the example actually for important which they are gaining. It can provide employment.
Come again?
Actually, when example now, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, that was my point.
You repeat again. What was your point?
My point was I was saying I was mentioned that it is the importance of flowing of goods from different country to another is also provide us employment opportunities.
Yes, how?
In a way of now example like people who are now in the border.
Yes.
Are the much gain than those people who are inside here.
Yes.
Actually, yes, because what they are getting are the one knows. When you try nowadays, actually, if you want to change somebody from that side to different place, he may even feel grow annoyed because he knows what he's gaining there and why the government is removing him
Yes.
there.
So you also
Because
you
those are the
also
reasons.
gave me the example of cement. Okay. So
Yes,
you
yes,
see, importing also provides businesses or organizations or people with access to
yes,
raw materials because this cement is brought into the country as a raw material for
yes,
other construction projects and
yes,
other activities. Then also it also
yes,
provides access to wide variety of products because now number of goods are imported into the country and it provides the consumers or the customers with a variety of products in the market. Then
yes,
also helps us to get goods that are not available domestically or in the country. Of course, as I told you, even in the
yes,
tomatoes, we also import these goods. So it brings goods from other countries to our country. This one,
yes.
importing, will also help us to meet the demand. Okay, we need to consume a certain good
Mm-hmm.
because it is already there in the country. It is imported. You can just or get it or buy it. Okay. So let's continue. Let's continue with another
Mm-hmm.
item, and that
Mm-hmm.
is export management. Yes. What is exporting?
Yes.
Marco?
According to my understanding,
Recording in progress.
Yes, Marco.
Yes.
Yes, welcome. The 40 minutes had elapsed, so we have connected to another 40 minutes. So we can now continue. Are you able to see what is on my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see now. We
Yes,
are now on export. Export, yes.
yes, you're still telling me
Because we have
about
already,
your understanding?
yeah. So because the internet is now disturbing us, I don't know. So should I get like maybe this topic we are now topic you are now lecturing with them. Should I get in my uh, through my course
Learning
unit later
platform.
for me to print?
Yes, you're going to get
Yes.
this same, it's going to be, it's named the lesson one. So you'll just go to your account, the learning platform, you go to import and export management module,
Yes.
then you select module
Mm-hmm.
resources. Under the section of module resources, you will see this, all the
Yeah,
modules.
modules process.
Yeah,
Yes.
the first folder there, it is import and export management full notes. Okay. Then again, this one you will see it as
Mm-hmm.
lesson one. Have you heard?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes. So you will get it in your learning platform. So you
Okay.
let's continue.
Yes.
Yes. When we talk about exporting, it involves selling goods or services produced domestically to customers in other countries. So if you produce your
Yes.
goods here in South Sudan, or you have some service that you are offering, and you offer it to
Mm.
some companies or organizations or individuals that are outside your country of residence, then it means you exercise your exporting. Okay, so exporting also has
Mm.
some benefits. Yeah, benefit number one is because you have market, because if you are selling your goods in to other countries, it means that you are going to get uh, market reach. You're going to increase your customer base, because this one is in your country, you have finished them, so you have added others in from other countries. So you've increased the two things: your market reach and your customer base. So exporting also
Mm-hmm.
provides opportunities for growth. Yeah, it means if you're exporting goods to other countries, you're already big enough. You have served the local market, and you have also going to serve. You want to serve the international market, so the global market. So it means that you have grown. You are also going to get opportunities of growth, because if you go outside there are a lot of things that you're going to see from outside there. Then you come and use it to improve your services or improve your quality. Okay. Then exporting also contributes to the overall economic development of the country.
Diversification. Mm.
Diversification, yes, diversification. That means you have got a lot of very many centers
Mm.
in other countries. You
Mm.
are in South Sudan. You are in Uganda. You are in Kenya, Tanzania. Okay. Then other economies of
Mm.
there are other things that you there are other economies of scale that you gain, that you gain from doing from exporting. For example, the exchange rates, if it changes immediately when you had produced your goods at a certain rate, and it changes in your favor, it means you are going to gain something that you did not calculate. Then I was talking about the overall economic development of the country. So first of all, if you will be creating jobs and generating foreign exchange, I want to talk about the foreign exchange too much because here in South Sudan right now, we are facing this challenge of foreign exchange. The dollar is going higher because we don't have what we are exporting outside. Do we have at the moment? Instead, we are importing. The dollar is going. So we are importing the goods from highly inflated country or from a country which is facing a high inflation, then it means we are importing inflation from that country. It means we are also going to suffer. We are going to suffer. So the issue of foreign exchange, we don't have what they are going to pay us for, so there will be no balance of payment. Hmm? We don't have anything that we are saying outside. So exporting really helps in creating jobs. That is number one for these people who deal in the activity, who undertake that activity of exporting. But the most important thing is generating that foreign exchange, that dollar power. We don't have it. So that is the aspects of export management. So when you are exporting, the other principles, the basic principles that helps businesses or organization navigate the complexities. It means the difficulties, the challenges, because the activity of import and export is really very complex and very difficult. It has situations which are sometimes not easy to manage. So scientists or researchers came up with these basic principles that can help to navigate these problems, this complexity of import and export processes while optimizing opportunity and minimizing risk. Yes, you want to minimize your risk, you don't want to lose the money, you don't want to lose the money that you invested in. At least you want to gain value for money. What you invested in, you want to gain from it. You don't want to just give money and you don't get the item. For example, if you want to buy, people are all buying cars online, you want to buy a car online from Japan. You don't want to lose this money. You want to know, are you really dealing with the gaining person? Are you dealing with the gaining company? Okay, so these are the basic principles that guides you when you're managing uh, this process. One is market research. Hmm? Thorough market research is essential before engaging in import and export activities. Okay, it involves analyzing the target markets. If you want to import or export goods, let me talk about importing. If you want to buy or import goods, you're a businessman. Yeah, let me take you that angle. You're a businessman. You have made a market research here in South Sudan, hmm, that you bring a certain this specific good, you will get a lot of money. Then also this one does you do the same. You do a market research. You want to analyze the target markets. You have analyzed the market that is there in South Sudan, but really you need to know who is your supplier, where is your supplier located. So this is now the procurement. You want to sourcing suppliers. You want to see who is offering the best quality, one, the best price. That is two. Oh, then the transportation, because you need to transport that goods from where it is. How is the infrastructure related to transportation? Then another thing, the trade regulations. These ones I talked about, because you need to comply with these regulations. You don't comply with it, your goods may be confiscated, your goods may be burnt, and you get losses. Yes. Then, for example, the issue of South Sudan here, people go to Bor and they get fish. Like people come from businessmen come from all the way from Kampala, that is Arua. Sorry, from Uganda, Arua, and Koboko. They come to purchase these fish, and there are regulations. South Sudan has regulations on fish, and also Uganda has regulation on fish. So to move these goods, because you've already seen that there is a market there for this fish, but you need to abide with these trade regulations that are there regarding fish. Without that, they may confiscate your fish and you say, you South Sudanese are bad. Why? Because you did not follow the rules. Then also identifying this market research helps you in identifying competition. You want to see who is also doing the same in the market. Yes, assessing the market trends. You want to see the market trends. What is there in the market? How is the market behaving? How do they behave? From both sides, because you're dealing internationally. You're exporting or importing. So if you're importing, you do the same. If you're exporting, you also do the market research. So this principle helps businesses identify viable opportunities, adapt their products or services to meet market needs, and make informed decisions. So after making your market research, you will now, because you will now identify opportunities that you have seen there in that market, what you can do and what you can offer in the market. Then there now you make your informed decisions. And now this is what we are going to do. Okay, so that is the purpose of market research.
So now, how about what we call compliance? Compliance, what that is means, sir. So let
Yes,
me get the
compliance
context
with
about compliance.
regulations. Compliance, it comes from the word comply. Comply means to follow, to adhere to the rules. For example, if there is a law on import, for example, let me give you an example of the fish. If the country like South Sudan comes with their law on fish, that now if someone is transporting fish, should first get a certificate from the Minister of Fisheries. That is one. Should first pay a percentage of 10%. Okay, that is two. Then three, when they are purchasing maybe the goods from Bor, then they put like 3 checkpoints on that road up to the border. They say all the people who are carrying all the cars, all the businessmen who are dealing in fish should visit these offices on the way. For example, when as the inspection, you see. So compliance with this regulation means that you should follow these rules. You should adhere to them. You should not say that because if I go there they will ask me money. You want to you want to use shortcuts. You want to dodge them. You see, this is now banned in import and export because they will arrest you and take you to court because of non-compliance. Then another thing they may say that you are doing what? You are smuggling in things which are not required, items which are not required. Let me hope that you have understood me. So, import and export management must adhere to the legal and regulatory framework of both the exporting and the importing countries. This is what we are talking about. So, if the Uganda comes with their laws on fish, and South Sudan also comes with their laws on fish, because you want to transport this fish from South Sudan to Uganda, you should abide with the laws. You should adhere. You should follow these laws that are put across on fish. Then you also cross on that side to Uganda. Uh, you also need to follow the laws that are put across this fish so that you can move properly. Let me give you an example of compliance with regulations. Oh, if I have my car here in South Sudan, that is the SSD, and I want to go with it to Uganda, no one will refuse me from going it with my car to Uganda. But there are certain regulations and laws that are put across for people like me who want to cross to Uganda with our cars because of their purposes. They don't want me to go to Uganda and maybe cause problem and run away. They also want me to pay some taxes because the roads are constructed and people, those cars in Uganda, the Ugandan cars or the local cars, they pay taxes. So they will also want me to pay taxes. So all these things are done at the border. Katebe maze wano. Kati eba recording emu eno yokka oba bwedda bwe yanyuma nga ngenda. Ndewa, ku stop.